Hello friends, it's Laura from CoolMomAndCollected.com. I am a homeschooling mom of 5, under 7, and this is my second year homeschooling. My first year I did with the CMEC, and now my second year I am doing with Ambleside Online. And if you're wondering why I made the switch, you can check out my homeschooling Q&A video that I recently did, and I will link that down below. But based on my homeschool Charlotte Mason videos I have done since, a lot of you said you wanted to see what an artist study is and how you do it. And so I am so excited to share my resources, what I know, and how we do an artist study. So subscribe if you want to keep seeing content like this. Make sure to like the video because that shows me you want more homeschooling content, and we will get started. What is an artist study? Good question. An artist study is a weekly practice where you and your child will study different art pieces from a specific artist and foster a relationship, foster a love for it. It also gives children a huge appreciation for art. Doing homeschool with a Charlotte Mason approach has never ceased to amaze me. How much children are capable of. I would not have known if someone didn't tell me, and I'm so thankful they told me early on, that you could literally study Monet with your 6-year-old. I mean, did anyone else think that was possible? I didn't, and I am so thankful that I've been able to do this from the beginning with my children. Don't worry, if you haven't started from the beginning, you can start now. It is so easy. It is so enriching. I have learned so much as a parent, and it's really not complicated. Think of it this way. You and your child have been studying a particular artist over the course of one term, which could be like 10 to 12 weeks. Each week, you're looking at one specific piece that the artist has painted. You're discussing it, asking questions, noticing patterns. You're reading a little bit about the artist, and then you're hanging it in your home where you guys can look at it, talk about it. Fast forward maybe 20 years, maybe on TV, maybe on the street, maybe at a museum, they see this piece of artwork. Bam. Instant connection. They're going to all of a sudden have a draw to that piece of art. They're going to realize, wait, I have that painting in my house, or I remember that painting. My mom and I studied it. Oh, that was such a great time. Artist study is basically a way to connect a child to art, to real, beautiful, living art, and learning and just getting that appreciation for art. I'm going to share with you guys how we do it. I'm going to tell you that it is highly effective because I've already seen fruit from it. My children noticing art or even referring to art like, Mom, that's just like Monet, or Mom, that's just like Vincent van Gogh, or Mom, that's just like Mary Cassatt. It is so fun. It does feel a little fancy. I feel very cultured, and my children do too. So it's a little flex. I learned about Truth, Beauty, Goodness books from joining the CMEC, but you do not have to be a CMEC member in order to purchase this. First of all, look how beautiful this book is. I just want to show you guys, it is definitely worth the money that I've spent, and it is just really, really well made. Now, you know in Charlotte Mason we do a lot of narration. I love that when you purchase this from Riverbend Press, which is where I got it from, it comes with a Getting to Know Your TBG notebook, and it basically tells you how to use this book in the best way. It also shows you how to include the main things that are meant to be included in this book. Your composer study, your music, poetry, and scripture. This is not a tour in today's video. This is just showing you how I do artist studies. So let's stay on topic. If you want to see how I do composer study, let me know in the comments below. Can I just choose any artist that I want and study their paintings during the year? Yes, absolutely. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, I did that last year. I went to a thrift store and I found these amazing, I should get them. Hold on. Okay. I found these amazing, huge, beautiful artist books of different artists. Like this was Vermeer we did last year. Not only did it have huge, beautiful pictures of the artist's different paintings, but it had a little summary of the painting, which was great for discussions. So don't feel like when I share these resources that cost maybe a little more money, that you can't just go to a thrift store and do what I do. This worked great. However, I think once you do that and you realize you want a little bit more convenience, that's where these two resources come in, and I highly suggest them. They will make your life so much easier and let you be able to focus on other homeschooling things. Nat. For instance, this year we are doing Mary Cassatt, and we did that through A Humble Place. I have mentioned them before. You guys should really check them out. If you're a cheapo like me, you might say, I don't really want to spend extra money on a biography of the author. I'd rather just look up on Wikipedia and find points I deem important and teach that to my children. Can I do that? Yes, you can. Pretty sure I did that last year, and it was wonderful. Again, this is just how can I make homeschool maybe a little more beautiful and a little more convenient if I want. This is how. A humble place, I decided that I was just going to spend some money on the pictures. I wasn't gonna request a put together biography. That would have been easier. I just said, you know what, let me just spend money on pictures and kind of have those so that I can hang them on my wall. When I did the thrifted book last year, I actually ripped them out and hung them all over my wall, and it was beautiful. But this is so nice because all of these wonderful pictures are exactly the same size. They're really beautiful. This came with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What's great about that is typically when you study 3 artists, 1 artist per term, you study 6 paintings from each artist. So in this case, you're getting 7, which is a nice little option if you would like to do one more. It comes with the picture study prints if you want some quick resources. For example, it'll tell you it's oil on canvas. What size is it? Where can you find it? The Museum of Fine Arts, Boston. Awesome, you live in Boston. Go take a trip and see the real painting. This is an awesome resource from Humble Place, and I recommend spending a little money and seeing if you like it. You could also do what I did and thrift to start. Another awesome resource for artist study, and this comes with tons of YouTube videos. If you guys are not following Simply Charlotte Mason, you're missing out. You can follow her on YouTube. I'm pretty sure they have a blog post. I've also had a friend who shared their Simply Charlotte Mason artist study with me, and I was so happy because it's pretty epic. Now, do I love that I didn't have to spend the money? Yes, but would it have been worth it? Yes, I think so. So this is, for instance, the picture study for Van Gogh. Since I was given this by a friend, I just got blessed with a whole lot more than I would typically spend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm sorry, I can count, I promise. You get 8 beautiful prints. This was very helpful. A picture study portfolio. This is wonderful because not only does it give you summaries of each painting, which just makes it really easy for the parent to teach, but it gives you leading thoughts that you can give your child to really make them think. One leading thought is, what can you tell of his character, feeling, emotions, or ideas from this picture? It also has the story of Vincent van Gogh. It gives you further reading recommendations if you want to go deeper into who Van Gogh was. And it tells you right in the beginning how to use a picture study, what we're talking about in today's video. So what's the first thing that I do? I choose an artist. This artist doesn't have to be the artist Ambleside is doing that time of year. It can literally be any artist you want, any artist you choose. Next, you select the picture. As I said, I like to get my artist from one of 3 places, either Simply Charlotte Mason, either a Humble Place, or at River Bend Press. We do artist studies 1 time a week. I like doing my artist study on the day when we have the least work. In fact, I put all of my kind of artist study, composer study on this one day that's kind of more like our outside day. Like we're outside all day with our homeschool group. It's not a co-op, it's just like out in the woods, out in the creek, doing all these fun things. I like to keep it there because otherwise it can be a little overwhelming trying to squeeze an artist study into a regular busy work week and not wanting to rush your kids. Like, I don't want to be like, all right, guys, we're going to do an artist study today. So this is about the artist. Okay, hurry up. We got to go. We got to do math. I don't like doing that. I like the idea of doing an artist study, giving myself time. And so for that reason, I do it on a day where I'm just doing composer study, artist study, and bam, we're going out the door to play outside for hours and hours. I have my student write the artist's name right at the top of the page. And we like to put the year that they were born also at the top because I feel like that's a nice reference. Read a little bit about that artist. Every week I will read a little bit more about the artist. I don't overwhelm them by reading everything about the artist on day 1. I like to just do maybe a paragraph or 2 about the artist and then let my child narrate back to me what they know about the artist. They will be narrating to you the thoughts that really stood out to them. For instance, once I introduced and read the biography of Johannes Vermeer to my student, they said, Vermeer was a painting artist. He was born in the Netherlands. His home city was Delft. We don't know about his personal life, so we need to look at his work. He was married and had 13 children. He produced few paintings yearly. His art was mostly pictures of people working indoors and only 2 outside paintings. The people in his paintings were mostly women. So that's just an example. Once I would read, my student would then tell me what they remember. Those were in his words. You're remembering, you're narrating back to mom, and you're learning. I then get ready to display the first painting that we will be studying. Now, let's just say in Johannes Vermeer's case, this is the painting, View of Delft. One thing I do want to recommend, and I'll link down below, is this thingamajigger right here. It will make your artist studies feel so fancy. I remember when I started homeschooling, this was like, I need to have this because it just added Charlotte Mason vibes. Do you need it? No. Is it helpful? Absolutely. And you can display it like this. So I will put out this painting and I will basically ask my children, so tell me what you see. What do you think about this? So because my children are 7 and under, and because this is preferenced by Charlotte Mason, I write down their narrations. Some of the things that my child said when I first showed them this was, it looks like a city. It reminds me of New York City. It's mostly brown colors. There's kind of a sailboat, like a cargo area, like in New York. I see people, clouds in the sky, boats, buildings, water, mud. The artist is so talented. I just can't believe it. That's something that was very cute. It looks like a photograph. Is it a photograph? And then you can ask questions like, how does this make you feel? And they might say something like, it makes me feel very calm. Or you can ask, and I love to do this, where does your eye go first? What draws you first? And in this case, he said, my eye goes to the sky and the water. It makes me feel happy. Or what do you think these people are saying? And the child said, I think they're saying hello. So I write this all down, as you can see, right over here. I write down everything that the child says. I also document, what colors do you see? I say this because I want my kids to start thinking about what colors they're gonna need in order to paint this picture. So they might say, I see brown, I see green, I see like a light blue, I see this, I see that. I document all of that. And then I'll also ask them, tell me everything that you see. I'm not forcing narration here. If they just say, I see buildings and people, I will write that down. But I might say, well, look up. Do you see anything up? Oh, I see clouds. And what about down? Do you see anything there? Oh, I see water. Just water? No, I see sand too. So you can kind of, without nagging them, get them to kind of notice a little bit more about the painting is what I do. Then the next thing I do is I ask my children to take 5 minutes just to stare at the photo. Stare at the photo until they can close their eyes and see it there. When they tell me they can see it with their eyes closed, then I know we're ready to paint. They're already starting to form that relationship where they can see it even with their eyes closed. We watercolor, but do you need high quality paint? No. However, I am going to link down below and in my Amazon storefront everything mentioned in this video, but especially the palettes that I use for my children. I think they were only $20, but it's affordable. It's something that's theirs, and it's something that gives them a ton of colors. Can you just buy those like $5 paints from Five Below? Yes. And make amazing things? I'm sure. But I really wanted to give my kids more variety. It just gives them a lot more freedom. It gives them more opportunity to mix because more colors means more mixing. And so all the watercolor goods, I'll just link down below for you guys. This is just a little tidbit, but what I like to do, if you want to be fancy, and again, we can talk about composer study if you guys are interested, but what I like to do is put on the beautiful music that we are studying for our composer study. It adds such a beautiful vibe and a full circle moment. Just try it, you will love it, and they will be listening to their composer study in the background, so it's like a win-win. If you're a mom that likes to have your hands in every little thing, this part might be hard for you. But it's very, very worth it, guys. In order to not kill the love of painting, and in order to not kill the confidence that your child has painting, let the child's interpretation of art or the picture be respected. That doesn't really look like that. Do you think you could have done a better job? Just watch it, moms, because I'm just saying, I know the temptation. The temptation is real. When you're so excited about a picture, you can't wait to see what your kid's going to do, and then it ends up being like, not great. Okay, this is the thing. They think it's great. They might have had a bad day where they don't put forth much effort. I just feel like homeschool for me is always trying not to kill the love of learning, because in the end, that is what I want to do. If I teach them all the things and they know all the things, but they hate learning and they had a terrible experience, honestly, I failed. That's my thought process. You're going to see pictures that are just going to be so darling. They're going to be beautiful keepsakes. They're going to be the starting place for your child's love of art. And so you don't want to kill it. And let me just show you guys. Do you see this wonderful, beautiful, incredible piece of artwork? My 6-year-old child, whose name will not be mentioned, produced this lovely and adorable piece. Now, I want to let you guys know I have permission to share this, but this is wonderful. This is beautiful because, you know, this is the starting place. Now, I want to show you guys, there are some really, really beautiful things that occur when you don't kill the love of art. I just want to encourage you moms to be excited about the efforts that your children are putting forth in artist study and just enjoy it. Paint with them. You know, I've done that before and it's really fun and the kids get really excited. Don't compare your children's artwork. Don't compare if you have 2 children, like I'm starting now to have 2 children doing artist study together and it's so fun. Don't compare. Build the confidence. Something I tell my kids all the time is like, there are no mistakes in art. First of all, if you think you make a mistake, you can always turn it into something else. Just be prepared to encourage your child during doing artist study. Once we are done with our artist study, I will hang it on the wall right by our dinner table. Since we do 3 artists a year, that's 6 paintings for each artist. By the end of the year, 18 beautiful paintings around our dinner table, and we're talking about them, and my kids are narrating to my husband. Like when we're sitting around the table, I'll say, hey guys, tell daddy about the artists that you just learned and about their study. They get so excited, and we're literally just looking at beautiful art eating, and I just want to frame it. I want to frame us in that moment, sitting around the table, talking about art with our children. These are the moments we've been waiting. I'm just so excited. If you've always wanted to be a homeschool mom like me, you know that these are just the moments that make you want to cry and sing. And if you're not that kind of mom, you may start to find yourself falling in love. Once we finish studying that artist for the year and I'm ready to take down the prints because we're getting ready to put up new ones, I put them in the slots of my child's TBG notebook. So if you have multiple children, you're going to have to order multiple prints, but I find that so special. Let me just show you guys. I find it so special. This is why I can literally have my picture that was on my wall that I had ordered now in their book. And with every single page, because these are still up there. And with every single page, I have a reference photo. And then if the kids ever want to go, I just feel like it's such a great way, again, to give them that relationship. Oh, wow, look what I did. You know, it's like really amazing what they can do. And you guys get to decide what you want to put, how much you want to study. Guys, I love artist study. I love artist study. That is how we do an artist study. Let me think. Just to summarize, we get our artist from one of those 3 places I mentioned that I will link below. We get 6 paintings for each artist. We do the artist study once a week. We will read a little bit of biography, let the child narrate back to you, write down a few facts, and then pull out the painting. Since we have 12 weeks and 6 paintings, sometimes we'll do a painting over the course of 2 weeks, where one day we'll learn about the painting, the next time we'll paint it, or one day we'll learn more about the artist, and then the next time we'll paint it. You guys, that's really up to you. I've had no problem like just changing it to what works for me. Make homeschooling work for you. I don't tell my child the title of the picture when I show them the picture. I ask them, what do you guys think the title would be? The answers are hilarious and they get wittier and wittier as they get to know the artist. Once you do the biography, you take out the painting. You ask them questions like, so what do you guys think about this? How does it make you feel? Why do you think the artist painted this? For instance, with Monet, we knew that Monet loved moving things. He loved reflection. Why do you think he painted water lilies? These are all wonderful questions, and you moms will start to gain the confidence and ask the witty questions for your children. Then have your children stare at the painting for 5 minutes, close their eyes until they can see it, and once they can see it, open it and paint away. Encourage, paint with them, make mistakes yourself, and show them through your response. There are no mistakes in art. I'll just do this, I'll just do that. Obviously, you can level down my version of an artist study any way you want. For instance, maybe you don't do the biography, or maybe you don't do so much of it. But how do you level up an artist study? You can do this by maybe having them stare at the photo, and once they see it in their mind, have them draw it. That's one way you can level up. Then they can look at it and see, how close they got to the painting. Something else you could do is color composition. Try to make a challenge to them. Hey guys, do your best to draw, but I really want you to match the colors as best as you can. These are all awesome things that you can do with artist study. And remember guys, this artist study isn't about knowing the artist inside and out. It's about forming a relationship with their art. I'm already experiencing this, like I said, with my kids, and I'm already experiencing this love and this relationship and this connection with art for myself. Thank you guys so much for being willing to watch a mother on YouTube wrangle her 11-month-old while talking about artist study. I hope you guys had a great time. Let me know in the comments below if you guys do artist study or if you think you're gonna try. I honestly get so excited when I see I have a comment. I always respond. Go ahead and look. I always respond, unless you're creepy. See you in the next video. Bye.